I'm back with my weekly update from the Castlegate park. Things are starting to progress, but a bit of investigation by Dora Vernon, you'll find a channel in my description, and Dave Ebony. Now just here on this corner of Waingate and along here, Exchange Street, used to be the Carbrook Co-op. Now the story gets much stranger now, because they sort of acquired the land in about 1926-27, and when they started building the store, they actually started to find the castle remains underneath it. But it wasn't really until 1938 the actual Carbrook Co-op just here, which was looked a really exclusive building, was actually completed. And then it was bonded in 1940, which seems really weird to me. But what we'll do is we'll have a quick look through one of the spiles, and you can see there's even more of the work progressing at the moment. Now when I came earlier, it was extremely busy with people, and you can see some work going off down here. This looks like a concrete plinth they're putting in. I don't know what that's for. But where I'm stood, it looks like there's a tunnel under here. And when I did a freedom information request to Sheffield City Council, they said there was no tunnel. But at the moment they're actually blocking off what I thought was a tunnel under here that probably went across to here. But let's go round to another peephole and let's see what's going off. So I'll keep this updated every week, but you can stop the screen and have a look at this sign. And the main bit is actually in here, and I'll show you this in a minute. You can see crucible, furnace ash bits, and then here you've got the gatehouse, which is actually the drawbridge, the bastion tower, and that's actually been down like a grate you'd find in the road. That's why it was covered down. You had to go through that grate. Over here you used to go into a location in the old castle market, down some steps that look like a boiler room, and you can see that, and it don't look that impressive, to tell you the truth. It looks like somebody's just assembled the stones. But let's go down and look at the other peepholes. So looking through this peephole, we can see some large, what look like concrete posts in there, and I don't know what that's about. And it's got some like orange fencing around it. Now this afternoon or early lunchtime, just here on this other level, there was loads of archaeologists working on that area. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if that's old industrial workings just up there. And then just there is where you'll find 4 metres down the actual bastion tower with the drawbridge pier, which is going to be uncovered. And just behind it is the crucible, furnace, ash pits. So we'll see what else we can find around here. So that's another angle on the big post down there with the actual orange fencing going around. It looked big concrete posts, so I don't know what they are. Then you can see again the metal fencing around the bastion tower place, and then just behind it the crucible ash pits just there, that like red brick as far as I know. But we'll get round to one more area. Just here was the old market tavern that got knocked down, whether it got by accident or what. Still got the Mudfords building next to it. Right in that corner you can see some writing, red writing, and then to the left of it, it looks like a tunnel. Now I did a freedom of information request for Sheffield City Council, and they said there was no tunnel in there. They just said it was an overhang for the market. So what's going off there? It's all boarded up, and they've left like windows all the way across the top of it. So it seems rather strange that. I can see another freedom of information request coming along with Sheffield City Council for that. So you can now see where they've put in this concrete, I think it's a roadway probably for the work, so they can get in and out easier. But to the right of it, that should be where the River Sheaf's coming, being reopened. So when I've seen it before, they've actually put like a chalk marker across from here, which was the old Sheaf market, across to here where the River Sheaf was. So it's either under here or just to the right. I'm going to say it's probably just to the right. It's in a concrete culvert, and it's probably been buried in that since the 19th century. But if you go right down to this bottom corner, you'll see the Alexander. Now that was a pub, the Alexandra, but it was actually after the Alexander Playhouse, and that was actually knocked down in the early 19th century. I think they said it was for road extensions, but it was a massive place. I think it held about 4,500. But the back end of that building had stilts into the River Sheaf to have been right down there, so that would have been the River Sheaf. You can see that old toilet block that's now a, or was it going to be a cafe? Just to the left of there, the River Sheaf comes out into the River John just down there. So it's really interesting. This is, to me, is the only positive development going ahead in Sheffield. I think the rest of the development's just erasing our past. This is fantastic that we're actually going to see some of our real past, but the rest of the development I just see as them trashing my past, my dad's past, my granddad's past, and my great-great-granddad's past. So that's just a quick video from the Castlegate area of Sheffield.